Watch how I fuck. Watch how I break it down. I got walk on the way. Watch how they shaking now. Like a nigga two-way. Mixing this in and round. Cause Spider don't play. Got a whole lot of bitches around.
There are more high-tech changes coming to fast food chains. Some Wendy's now using AI to take your drive-through orders. But does it really work better than talking to an actual human? Our Adrian Broadus got an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at the new technology and put it to the test.
It looks like a typical drive-through.
You can start placing your order when ready.
Can I get a number 8, please?
But the voice taking orders at this Wendy's
What dipping sauce?
is actually powered by artificial intelligence.
Did you know who you were talking to?
Yeah, it was a robot.
It's part of the future for Wendy's. They call it Fresh AI.
And we're always thinking about what is the right technology that solves the right problem at Wendy's.
Here's how it works. A customer drives up and talks into this speaker.
Hi, welcome to Wendy's. Feel free to order whenever you are ready.
The AI takes the order, listening and responding to questions.
Can I get 2 double stacks?
Inside, human workers watch a monitor as the order comes. Then they prepare the meal. We went through the drive-thru to see how it works.
Hi, I would like 6 regular nuggets and 6 spicy nuggets. Spicy nuggets here, regular nuggets here. Let's try it again.
On this run, I tried to trip the AI.
5-piece nugget.
Ordering something not on the menu. That's when a human stepped in to help.
I do apologize about that. We only have 4, 6, and 10-piece nuggets.
In 2023, Wendy's started offering AI drive-thrus. Now, nearly 100 across 19 states, with more on the way.
If I wanted to order in French, could I?
You cannot currently order in French. You can, however, order in Spanish.
It's part of a growing trend as the food industry goes high-tech. More and more chains installing self-serve kiosks like these to place your orders. Some Sweetgreen locations have automated kitchens creating salads. Chipotle is testing robots to prepare burrito bowls. McDonald's also experimented with AI drive-thrus and then took it off the menu. The company saying it may revisit them in the future. But Wendy's partnered with Google Cloud to create their tech. It uses generative AI, which means it's always learning and should improve over time. But it does raise concerns for some people.
I hate to see somebody lose their job.
Could it put humans out of work?
It's always been an assistant, never a replacement.
Which drink?
Customers who spoke with us seem willing to give it a chance.
Took my order just like it would normally and seemed a little faster.
A new trend driven by technology.
Please pull up to the next window.
Adrian Broadus, NBC News, New Albany, Ohio.
All right, now let me tell y'all exactly why this would not work. Because you got to think, first, I think that women are more prepared for this than what men are. Because first, you got to look at the cause and the effect. What would cause companies to implement something like this into their program? Well, obviously, cost. They want to save money. This guy on here lying on screen talking about it's not a replacement. It's just here to assist. Well, if it was there to assist, then why aren't there 2 people doing the drive-thru? I know y'all probably too young to know this. If you're younger, if you're like maybe 20 or younger, but when I was growing up, there used to be 2 people at the drive-thru. Remember? It was somebody that you pay. The next window is the person that you get your food from. Now, the person you get the food from is the same person that you pay. That's less people. That's why every time you go to restaurants or that are older, for all you people that don't know, they have 2 windows. And you're like, well, why the hell do they have 2 windows? Because they replaced the other person. That's why. Or they got rid of the other person. And now when I go to these restaurants, bro, nobody be in the back no more. It used to be so many people that worked at restaurants. You have like 2 or 3 cashiers. You have like 2 or 3 people making the food. Three people doing drive-thru. You got 2 in the front, 1 in the back doing the collecting the money, and then a manager. Now you go to a restaurant, bro, the restaurant will be fully operational with only like 2 or 3 people. You got 1 person taking orders, the other person cooking. 1 person doing drive-thru and taking orders, the other person cooking. You know what I mean? The cause of that is money. Nah, what's the effect? The effect is less people gonna have jobs, right? What do people do when they have a need for something, but they don't have the resources? They steal. They become violent. They become thieves. They become criminals. All this is gonna do is raise up the crime rate. All this is gonna do is remove the middle class and make poor people poor and rich people richer. That's it. Now, why do I say women are more prepared? The reason why I say women are more prepared is because a lot of these women now, though I hate to say it, they are willing to sell their body to make money. OnlyFans is jumping off the charts right now, okay? Now, like 1 out of every 10 or 11 women have OnlyFans now. These females walking down the street. I never really thought OnlyFans would go popping the way that it did, but to be honest, people, I guess, they don't have as much integrity as I thought they did. I used to think, man, women would never do this. Women would never fall for this. But I stand corrected. Women obviously are falling for it. They're falling for the okie doke. Marriages are going down. OnlyFans are going up. You do the math. Plus these kids now, they not having both parents in the house. Things are chaotic. Crime is definitely going to go up. Trust me. People are going to be out here stealing out stores. Now Walmart never used to lock stuff up. People are stealing out of Walmart. Come on, fam. People are stealing out of Walmart. They done locked everything up. These people out here are hurting. I don't think y'all understand what people are going to be willing to do. It's going to be good as well, because now you got people that's going to be willing to work together with their family members in order to get the things that they want. But as far as being independent and all of that, that is over with. That's done. Because a lot of these women that have children, they live with family members. And a lot of these men that want to be by themselves, it's becoming more difficult for them to enjoy their lifestyle. So you got guys that's traveling more overseas to places that are a little bit cheaper. You know, the country is being ran in and out. Pause. Now you got invasions happening. Now you got people coming here that's really not supposed to be here. That's kind of like taking advantage of the system. And they talk about, oh, well, you don't want to do these jobs, so we're going to do it. It's not that people don't want to do it. It's the fact that these jobs are not paying shit. These jobs are not paying a damn thing. Nobody wants to work for less than $5, less than $6 an hour. The only people that would be willing to do that are people that know that the USD is going to be stronger in their country than it is here. I really see the writing on the wall. I know it's going to get a hell of a lot worse. I know things are going to become more complicated and people are going to start doing things that they wouldn't necessarily do. I remember when I was broke, I don't really got to worry about nothing. I'm a truck driver. You could talk about how you got these automated self-driving trucks. Trust me, if they could replace us, they would, but they can't, because a lot of the places I go, an automated truck would not be able to get there. Why not? Because a lot of the infrastructure is so outdated. Truck drivers, let me tell you something. Some of the stuff we have to do is illegal, but a cop would not stop us from doing it. A lot of the stuff that we have to do is illegal in order to make our delivery. How? Because sometimes you got to take up 2 lanes to make a turn. You telling me a truck is going to be doing that? It's going to be impeding other lanes to make a wide turn? Plus, what can humans do? We can anticipate things. We can see things further down the road that a truck can't see. I can see a mile down the damn street. A truck can't do that. Trust me, if they could replace truck drivers, they would. Truck drivers, we're not some of the people. We didn't have to take and all of that. They didn't implement none of those rules onto truck drivers in order for us to keep our job. They didn't even bring it up. Truck drivers. Nurses had to. People that worked for at the federal level had to. But a lot of mandatory workers like truck drivers, electrician, welder, people that maintain the infrastructure, the construction workers, things like that, they didn't have to take the, I think that a lot of y'all have to really understand that you're going to have to do a job that cannot be replaced for right now. You got to do a job that can't be replaced. And I think things are going to get a lot worse. And these companies, all they doing is trying to stuff their pockets more than it already is. I think they just trying to put more money in their pockets so that they can live even better, so they can live in some bunker while the world is going to shit. But don't be scared, man. We're gonna prevail. If you really want to prevent anything like this to even get any momentum, when you go to places that self-checkout, just turn around, get out, go deal with somebody when you can deal with an actual human. Because who's to say that this AI automation won't improve with insurance? A lot of people sell insurance, but what's going to happen when all you got to do is just call a number and a robot can actually speak to you and you can tell them what kind of policy you want, for how long, they tell you the payment. A lot of times I make payments over the phone right now through automation, through Verizon. A lot of these people are being replaced. And you know this country was built on free labor, so now they're gonna want and the people here are so greedy. They want even more of a discount. Like they trying to remove the free labor, which is crazy. Now they trying to just have the machine do its own job, work for itself. That's crazy. They trying to remove that super cheap $1, $2, $3 labor. You know, now that I really think about it, like you got these phone companies, you got the insurance, all the people that you talk to. I wouldn't be surprised if you call 911 and the person is automation, and you tell them, hey, somebody was unalived or somebody was assaulted, and they just ask you the address and you tell them where you at, and then real police officers show up. Man, this is gonna get out of hand. I see it getting a lot worse. Nothing's gonna change until y'all stop giving these people your business. And you might not think it's gonna get so bad, but I'm gonna tell you something. I used to be homeless. There's things that I did that I never thought that I would do. When you get hungry enough, when your stomach starts touching your back, there's gonna be things that you're gonna be willing to do that you never would have thought would have even been an option. Trust me. Like I was homeless. Like I was working 2 jobs, sleeping outside. I was sleeping outside, sleeping next to an abandoned bank. I was working at this restaurant. I was eating food that had already been eaten. I was eating out the trash. I was taking food and bring like leftover food and bringing it to my dog. Like when you broke, when you have no money, there are things you're gonna be willing to do that you never thought you would ever do in your life. And that's why, you know, I'm very ambitious. I work hard. I invest a lot of my money. And the way that you need to prepare for this, invest your money, okay? Save up as much money as you can, invest it. Don't be spending money inside of these stores and these automated companies. Stop giving them your business, because as long as you give them your business, it's gonna always be here. And the reason why I said this will never work is because when they see how hectic and chaotic everything gets, maybe they pull back from it. When they see that crime starts to go up and not as many people can work, maybe they'll pull back from it. But the side that I'm a little skeptical about is this guy. He said that, yeah, I'm concerned with the fact that I don't want people losing their jobs. But then you got another guy who was saying, well, it was more efficient. It was faster. It was like quicker. And sometimes people, you got to be willing to give up convenience for stability. You got to be willing to give up that speed, that quick convenience for something that's more solidified. And if we have more people that's willing to give up convenience for stability, then that's when we'll have a problem. But I just want y'all to be ready, be prepared, because I've been to Walmart, even at these truck stops. I go inside these truck stops, and honestly, a lot of drivers don't even like doing the self-checkout. They rather wait in line. It's like to a point to where they won't even. Me, I'm like to a point like, look, if you can't check me out, then I'll just leave the shit right here on the counter, and I'm not gonna buy it. That's how truck drivers. We got a lot of pull at these truck stops. Like, these people have to deal with truck drivers. A lot of truck drivers aren't just willing to just go up there and just put up with anything. Truck drivers, like, they really exercise their authority as a customer. If you ever go to these truck stops, the Loves, the TAs, the Flying J's, the Petros, like, truck drivers, they really exercise the authority, and they understand, because we got to deal with it. These people are trying to replace us with these self-driving trucks. Now, we know it's never going to work out. The only way they could really use these self-driving trucks is if they doing places like going from California to like Las Vegas. Those places that like are straight shots and not really turns, but the places that a lot of these drivers go, like in the Northeast, Massachusetts, Vermont, places like that, New Hampshire, New York, New Jersey, those places are very hard to maneuver in. They're very hard to drive in. Not only that, a lot of these signs and stuff, they will tell you no trucks allowed, but really trucks are allowed to drive down there. Or they won't have a sign saying no trucks allowed, but they'll have a low clearance bridge. Like, truck drivers, humans, we can anticipate a lot of problems that just automation just can't at this point. That's why I'm not really worried about it, but always prepare yourself, because you never know, okay? But anyways, man, make sure y'all please like, share, subscribe, all that. Share this video. I got more coming, and we out.